across the battlefield and bear witness to my enemy's blood.
The item build that you go on her does allow you to be a little bit... it allows you to be just as swifty as before. You buy that tools, which is also good versus the vessel that they mentioned in previously in the panel. Yeah,
doesn't bring the link though.
It doesn't. But you just use him and you run away.
That's true, that's true. It does allow him to zap a decent amount of damage for the little while, but again, pretty passive for laning phase right now. DY trying to put some pressure over onto FY. There's a lot of damage though coming out from these Eidolons. And just right on back to farming top lane. Chalice doing the best he can. Has regioned up a bit, has a ring of health.
Once he reaches level 5, they have to do something about him as he starts spamming these Junada hits so often versus the Terrorblade that it becomes impossible to farm. It becomes impossible to be sustainable on that lane. You have to leave. You have to go to the jungle or kill the bounty hunter. So they should perhaps put some resources into stopping him a little bit, into delaying those levels. But instead...
Yeah, they've got vision over here on DY.
FY knows though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Again, he's got to be careful. Nightmare comes out. They're going to go for the dive though over here onto XM. XM Cosmotrees is getting sapped so much damage right now. Spirit Siphon going to have to pop a Fairy Fire. Still trying to run away. Does have the boots. Yeah. And it looks like they're not going to find anything here. Chalice sitting very, very low here in the top lane, as is the Terrorblade though. Now, problem happening. DY's actually going to get taken down the tower right now. FY, can he get away fast? No, or he chases him down.
All that damage, plus 168 damage on that Razor, just takes down Enigma in a few hits. At the same time, Terrorblade has been zoned out completely from the top lane by a solo bounty hunter. So you are making these rotations around mid, you are not killing that Prophet, and at the same time Chalice, he has that Ring of Health, he almost has phase boost now too, and he's just putting so much pressure on the Terrorblade on his own.
Well, you talked about, rotating the Terrorblade off to the jungle, which is something we see fairly common, allowing someone else to come sap some XP from the lane, but you can't really afford to do that. Like you said, with this bounty hunter, he's just going to be spamming Donata, he's going to be chasing after, the Terrorblade over in the jungle if he wants, or whoever's unfortunate enough to be in that lane because they're under-leveled.
Exactly.
You can't really afford to do that. Again, the move over onto XM, Magic Missile comes through, and they'll clean up. TP gets cancelled out, or he's just going to focus on that tower.
This time around, they do take down that Prophet, and it's also, I believe, a catapult wave that was there, so they do have some damage on the tier 1, which is really good, but Paparazzi...
Look at this Terrorblade. Paparazzi has Sunder, if he can get up, turns back around, turn around on that fight, they find the kill. They'll take down the Enigma, no problem. There's going to be TP changing out here. They've got the next but he's going to get taken out as well. That is a double kill.
Great rotations, just great rotations by VICI Gaming. All 4 of them are here right now on the top lane, which isn't really great when it comes to splitting resources across the map, but it's good for them because they do take down the Enigma and they don't let them kill the Terrorblade. Basically what happened there is Enigma and Bounty Hunter, they were hoping the Terrorblade does not have Sunder leveled, as that happens quite often. They go without Sunder until like level 8, 9, just to maximize the farming potential in the jungle. But this time around, even on level 6, he already took it. He was smart enough about it. He expected the aggression and he punished them for it.
You see, LGD will allow them to go that late, but you never know. It's a major. A lot on the line here.
Right. X-Nova with that glimpse can definitely take down Paparazzi.
He's got a static storm too. Can't thunder, he can't speak the spells. Mid lane, FY was gonna get just lasted up, held into place, and he's gonna chip him down.
That's funny because I believe that Enigma was baited by the Disruptor there a little bit. He tried to force this tier 1 so that he can maybe get closer to the Disruptor a bit faster, as you can't just run to him. The Disruptor is obviously invisible. If you don't have a smoke, you can't just pass that tier 1 and join him into that gank. So he was kind of being way too aggressive on that tier 1, and he dies for that. It is a support Enigma though, however, so...
Well, the next question is, are they going to be able to grab this Bounty Hunter? It's a thinking, yes. I'm thinking the Beans here comes out. They've got the Scream Wave of Terror. And, yeah, it's just held in place. Double kill. Easy double kill here.
That's very good. They give the double kill to Ori. He's the one that's supposed to create a lot of space for them in this mid game, and with that's a slightly
Glimpse over here. Paparazzi in for some trouble right to the arms of Ame and Nova. He cannot get that thunder off. He's out of here.
That kill was so good for them, giving that gyro a core kill. Gyro, wait, is that a Midas?
He got a Midas.
All right.
I was gonna ask you how you felt about that, because I think this is a hero that usually, likes to fight, be very active, but a bit greedy.
That's very counterintuitive to what every single other gyrocopter does right now. They basically try to fight as soon as possible, as much as possible. Another glimpse.
Glimpse right back. Ori, they don't have the follow-up just yet. They do have the track.
Right, they track the
scare him a little bit, then. Fade. Get hit here. Magic Missile comes through.
You can see that Chalice is trying to be as aggressive as possible, but the rest of his team, they're just satisfied with farm, and that's one of the reasons is the fact that Gyro went for that Midas.
Oh, they have the vision now. Chalice, gotta go for the swap. We'll get the silence up. All the damage coming out and just take down Fade. And the Glimpse comes right back out into the cage. Has that Yule's over here, gonna buy himself just a little bit more time. Spirit Type coming out the go with the and now it looks like Ori trying to run himself out. He's just got that track on him. He's gonna get taken out. They will be able to take down DY. And now Bat Rider looks like he's in for some trouble. He's gonna try to flap those little owl wings out and bounce up. They have the net, and he's out of here. They're still not done yet. They find themselves a bait. He's silenced out, and that's gonna be the end of him.
X-Nova strikes again, time after time. These glimpses, he does not. This guy never tunnel visions. Honestly, that's why I respect him so much as a position. Waiting for the next big item on this Terrorblade. That's gonna be that Manta, but there's so much magic damage coming from the PSG LGD. It's at least the smoke. They need to find something. They need.
Oh, they take a wrong turn though here. They could have found
so
Ame.
unfortunate. Maybe with that ward.
Maybe they'll swing around? Nope, they're just going further in.
That's so unfortunate. Not
it's a good idea.
Gyrocopter. It's a good idea. It's an aggressive movement that they definitely needed, but sometimes
about to wear off. So they'll make their way bottom. They don't have the gyrocopter there right now.
Dire's top tower is feeling its
Sometimes you just don't get the right runes. Sometimes you miss someone like 100 range away because it's nighttime.
Paparazzi. Yeah, sometimes you get glimpse back into a static storm. The rest of the side, he's GLGD just going to be able to take down Terrorblade.
This is
it's no big deal. They're still thinking about going in on this. I'm not sure about the lift up. Paparazzi shouts up and maybe get that lasso. We'll be able to grab it. And they're going to get used up into the air. They'll go throw up the stun. Can they find this kill over here? The swap comes out. They've got the cheese grip. They'll take down over in the back line. Challenge now. He's up trying to run himself back here. Has the Spirit Siphon out. He's trying to stay alive, but they'll turn attention over to Ben. Ben's going to get taken out. They've got the track over to Ori. He's going to get hit with the missile. And they're just dead with the glimpse back over at the end.
Double kill.
Oh no.
VICI Gaming. They're just desperately trying to.
Nova sees him. It seems to be a glimpse of just that.
Silenced by that prophet. That BKB was definitely a must. Oh,
Chalice again. The swap comes out every time he goes for these tracks. They have the Fiend's Grip over here onto him. FY is looking for a position. Does have the black holes into them, but the immediately gets lassoed up. Is not going to be able to get it off now. They're trying to burst into Paparazzi. So very, very low. Something needs to be super careful. We'll just go and sunder his teammate to stay alive here.
Look at these two hiding away from Idols. Just kill him. Oh,
this is a spooky Eidolons, man. And gonna hold that. That's coming through with the exorcism. We'll be able to take down X-Nova. Ori, he pops his BKB, but we talk about these ghosts. It doesn't matter when it comes down to those spooky, spooky ladies.
Yeah, you called it so well, Moxie, before. There's basically physical damage coming from the spirit. So even if you BKB and port out, it's not really going to do a whole lot. And I believe that was a 10 seconds BKB coming from Razor, so he's not going to have that very long duration in the next fight.
That's not what you want to be using that for. And that translates into a Roche we talked about.
I don't think they have enough damage. There is Bane around, and the spirits should run out quite soon, but yeah, they aren't going to commit, it seems.
Have to be really careful here. That's a really low Roche. A couple bounces with that trap. Chalice just poking him away. Yang is thinking about it. Just not going to get it though. Still going to get picked up by the Gyrocopter, and unfortunately Yang, despite being a brave Bat Rider, is a very dead one.
Lose the laning stage and the mid game with it. It's a little bit scary going for Midas Agnes because you might lose the mid game, right? As you won't really be as powerful as with some other builds. But he was just able to farm. He was able to fight as well. They were able to win these fights, and he's gonna scale incredibly well.
They have a sentry down. They know the chalice is over. Ame showing up. We'll go. Use the lasso. Start off the fight by dragging him out. Go do the call down. Static Storm comes through here. They have the BKB. Ori's trying to burst down Ame as fast as he can. And Nova. As X-Nova is going to get taken down. They'll turn off that Aegis. Ghosts are going to get committed here. There's a Phoenix coming through. That BKB doesn't matter. And now they need to over the black hole with the swap immediately. He's going to be able to turn it around. At that point, trying to run off the green. And they're just back up and running. Paparazzi just chasing everybody down right now. Hoping that maybe he can grab Ame. The blink coming out from Yang. They want this class. The field's not going to connect though. He's a speedy little boat, but they'll settle with Chalice if they can. Can they catch him though is the next question. He's pretty fast right now.
Drums.
Still chasing them slowly but surely. Blink comes off cooldown. Yang will burn him down.
That's massive for them. They basically take down 4 as they did take down the Aegis away from the gyro. So you take a clean fight versus the Aegis, you kill off the Aegis, the Dead Prophet, even though she used that ulti, so...
She used the BKB too.
I think they need some save for her. They need some force stats. You need to get away from this Terrorblade as he is massive at the moment.
Well, I mean, it's tough. You know, she's got the BKB, but if you've got a Fiend's Grip on you, you're not going anywhere.
That glimpse was used to save the gyro. I think maybe if they saved the glimpse for the grip instead, that would have been a little bit better from the X-Nova, but I understand why he used it to save the gyro. However, Razor played that really well. He just linked the gyro and continued chasing him.
Oh boy, they found Ame. They're going to drag him on the shrine, and they're just going to hold him and slay and burn him down. That was also a BKB, and now the sleep coming out over here. Oh, X-Nova, you can't run from this. They're going to just chase you down.
VICI Gaming.
Beautiful.
Well, not only VICI Gaming, they positioned themselves well, obviously, defensively, but at the same time, PSG LGD, Gyro is moving right next to the cliff, right next to the shrine, and he's playing versus the back.
Chalice is the Yules. He's gonna just try to run himself away, gets the track off, and it's gonna live to fight another day here. And all of a sudden, VICI Gaming.
All of the sudden, VICI Gaming, that item build that you asked about, the item of the gyro, it does allow him to farm really well, it does allow him to scale, but VICI Gaming, they decided now is the time to fight. We have the Blink Daggers, we have the BKBs, we're not gonna wait for that critical mass of yours.
They're so strong, they don't have the Exorcism on the Death Prophet, you don't have Black Hole. Yeah, they're scary on the side of PSG LGD, but they're not as scary as they could be right now. Silence gets used over on 2 heroes, and will get thrown into that kinetic field, and the Static Storm. They just don't care. Paparazzi walks right out the glimpse. No, BKB comes out. He says, not today. Now Ori probably needs to go home now.
Oh!
He's out.
Yeah, he had just enough.
Oh, BKB getting popped by Yang though too. They're going to be able to slow him down, but they're not going to be able to get him. Where?
They have absolutely no disables besides the Black Hole against that BKB TP out, so because of that it's very simple for VICI Gaming to disengage. They took that Rags down bottom and they should be satisfied by you.
I'd say they're satisfied. All of a sudden they're hitting their timings.
I know, when you have these basically 3 items that allow you to farm this fast, you get the MKB in a matter of minutes.
This is big plays right here coming out from VICI. They're hoping to maybe get a pick, and then Roche is going to be up in 10 seconds, Lizard.
Yeah, and they caught, if they manage to catch that gyrocopter who has just recently purchased the MKB, he's not going to have a buyback. That doesn't have to be Roche, that could be game right there. You have this Terrorblade. Terrorblade pushes incredibly fast. Oh, Enigma is actually going into Lincoln's. It's going to be a very difficult black hole.
Smoke on smoke. They're going to be going up onto the high ground, though. That's
XM.
It pops, you know, someone's there. Immediately, there's going to be the BKB. They've got the Lotus on here. We'll go and throw him out with the... They go and they grab the lasso, though, in the back end. They really want to take down the... It's beautiful. It's going to be able to take out Fatal Moves immediately. He's going to have to find that first get popped. He's going to get some away. He needs to look for someone to get that thunder off on. And now FYO is a beautiful black hole. But is he going to live? Is he going to make it out? He's running. He blinks out. Oh, what a player.
Right, they use the black hole though, and it's only the Manta Riders that they have killed. But the Manta has been committed, which is huge. Override, they've been vengeful with the buybacks.
They got some buybacks.
Of course, the 2 buybacks in the sports.
FY, man. We talked about that, you know, how hard it was going to be an Enigma in this game, but this guy's positioning.
They just got a little bit baited by the Dead Prophet, who just ran onto that high ground. And instantly the FY follow up with that Black Hole just obliterated these two.
Oh, Ame, the swap comes out. Oh no, Ame is going to get taken out immediately. Mount Doom, they just follow up over on FY2.
They're playing in such an aggressive way with their gyrocopter. They don't have the Black Hole, they have 0 saves for him. He should not be doing that. Mount Hunter should be doing that. And now because of the kill, Roche is completely free. 70 seconds without the gyro, and they should know that he has no buyback. They should know that he just purchased that MKB. That's Aegis Cheese too.
That's Aegis Cheese. There's not going to be a Black Hole to set up this fight this time for the side of LGD. Do you have the exorcism? So the jump forward though, coming out from Batrider. They want to see if they can just burst down immediately. Magic Missile going to get reflected back. They've got the BKB over onto XM. He's going to try to run himself out. They'll turn attention again. The swap with the Yules. Buying a little bit more time, but it's just cat and mouse right now. The Super Magic Missile, they just leave them out. There's no XM. Does have buyback. Does have exorcism. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, his buyback is definitely going to be forced here. You have
got the cheese on Terrorblade, or sorry, not on the Razor. You've got the Aegis on Paparazzi. This is not looking good for LGD.
Even without that Metamorphosis, they push just way too fast.
That's all FY can do.
This is the problem. If you buy back right now, your gyro is still dead. It's gonna be absolutely useless. They're still gonna take your axes. Perhaps. Nah, okay, so VICI Gaming is...
Oh, the glimpse. Glimpse back on Paparazzi. Yeah. It's alright.
VICI Gaming is gonna be disciplined. They're gonna move back. They still need that tier 2 on the top lane to take down first. They're gonna take down all the shrines first and that fight.
I want to see what this graph looks like after like the early game. Look at that.
Yeah,
oh man, we're right back to being about even after all of this.
VICI Gaming with only 1k.
Ooh. The swing. It's not over till it's over.
We need some massive Black Hole from FY. That I believe that's their winning potential right there.
Scotty just got picked up on Terrorblade. This game got a lot harder now.
It became a lot harder as well, as Dead Prophet isn't going to be able to joke around in these fights. XM, he's not going to be able to just run in and create space for FY to get a good Black Hole on, as that Skadi is just going to slow him down.
Okay.
He's going to fall.
I foresee the
just letting Paparazzi know he knows he's there.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They just have so much control right now with VICI. Wave of Terror, trying to do some scouting. Chalice just throws out that track again. They're just gonna siege.
The catapults.
They've got Black Hole back up again though. All eyes on FY now. Chalice trying to bait out a little bit. Do use the dust. Doesn't quite connect over here.
This is very important. Chalice, just go in, bait something out, then follow up with the Black Hole. You cannot use that Dead Prophet to do the same thing any longer. That Skadi is just way too much damage.
Oh, the second that FY shows his face, though, look at all of the stuff he's got to go up against, Lizard.
That's Ryder.
It's terrifying. Look at that, Kang. Getting ready. He's got to be able to go and grab himself the gyrocopter. Immediately, Lotus being thrown out. They're going to try to chase him down. Paparazzi pops him back. He's going to go right over. He's going to take him down immediately. And now, Chalice is trying to throw some tracks out. Have a grip over here on the back end, though. It's not looking for Death. She's going to get taken out, too. She does not have exorcism. She has buyback. No exorcism. Gyrocopter, he buys back as well. They still are just full force right now on VICI Gaming. Run in here. They're going to try to take him down. They do have that Sandy Storm. This will be able to also take down Ori. It's going to up again. Can he fight his way out here, though? No, it's going to have to run himself out. Does have that BKB. Yang still sitting nearby if he needs to. It's going to get close back. So a lot of damage. He's never given dozens. The triple kill going out for Ame. As now the rest of the side of VICI Gaming forced to run themselves away. This Bane's trying to get out as fast as he can, but he's not going to be able to make it, I don't think. This all coming through. And that's an ultra kill. And they're not even done. Yang trying to run himself into the pit. They had the Spirit Siphon, forced to have himself away, juking away from the Death Prophet. Silence his land, but not before he can get the Firefly. Oh, look at FY. He wants this.
He's creating so much space, though. They aren't pushing in mid. And because of that, I don't believe they're gonna be difficult for PSG to just run out of their base and take a fight anywhere else but on their high ground. Yeah, that double damage bottle feels so good.
They've got a full satanic on the Razor. This is very spooky stuff inside of LGD. Very neck and neck game too, only about 1k difference.
It's about what these heroes do with that net turret, right? On one side, it's very defensive postured, Enigma with Lincolns, whatnot. On the other side, it's all into the aggressiveness and the damage because it wasn't necessary for them to itemize defensively in that way, as they have these heroes that save them on their own. You have the Vengeful with the swap, you have the sleep.
FY, no one's in the vicinity. Should be able to get that.
There we go.
All right, there's the axe pickup. They're so postured over here. This has got to be so scary. Oh my god. Oh, and they find themselves a target. We'll get the glimpse of it. They got the BKB. There's the black hole coming up from that line. Who's able to throw them in place for so long? But now, if it's the Mahale coming through, he's going to be able to burst it. No, he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to take it out. They go, they throw the death stone. They've got the BKB over on the death trap. Just trying to make as much cash as he can. Trying to just stay alive. Trying to put out damage. Trying to take down anything as you can. GG gets called. We're getting a game 3.
What a great way to start the day with first series going the third game.